Alright, welcome to another live episode, live stream of RuckSackHack podcast, RuckSackHack BootCamp. Today we are going to talk about military transition, okay? But we're going to start it off with a question. And the question I have today is how much preparation is enough to successfully transition out of the military? Alright, so as you ponder the answer to that question, there's an article that's trending right now on the military internet and social. It's by yours one and only RuckSackHack founder. It's called The Ugly Truth About Military Transitions. Again, the ugly truth about military transition. They don't tell you, you won't hear this during the transition program, which is TAPS. So going back to the question I posed initially, we're gonna get back to that article shortly. But how much preparation is enough to transition out of the military? According to a transitioned major, he said, I had a successful transition from the Army to a career in software development. Okay, professional, but it took him 3 years to successfully get the education training to prepare for that career. 3 years. Another person responded to the question and said, how much? When you have a primary and secondary job lined up, a retirement financial savings plan in place, 18 months of financial reserves, then you can sit back and say, okay, not done, what's next? That's Sergeant Major E. Marquez. That's another person. Another answer we got here said, truth be told, there's not enough preparation. However, got to every transitional class, network, and keep an open mind. Just remember, you can take the service out of the military, but you can't take the military out of the service member. That's a good quote from Staff Sergeant S. Mangus. Then we have one from Petty Officer John C. All of it, all the preparation, you can never do enough. A successful transition depends on a great number of factors, not the least of which is your definition of success. You can be a difficult transition and still have it succeed. In his case, I took nearly 2 years of preparation before I separated. Even then, things didn't work the way I'd planned. And then it's another quote. This one says, everyone is different. There are so many factors, but I think everyone has some eyebrow raisers when they first leave. No job is like being in the military. Understanding that, I think, is the first step. I would say the military is doing a wonderful job trying to implement new programs for transitioning service members, I think, says this Staff Sergeant A. Ingram. Alright, so those are some of the responses that we've received from that question. But now let's do a deep dive into this article right here. Okay, so this, the ugly truth about military transition you wouldn't hear about in TAPS. Alright, having recently transitioned, I hear a lot from my old Army buddies and friends. Sometimes I run into folks and boy, how time flies. I get asked a lot about how things are going, where I'm working. I just like having plain conversation with those getting ready to make the transition from the military to civilian life, or those who took the plunge with me. you never get the sense that anybody's inclined to be independent. It's always how they can get or land that next job. Wait now. Before you start yelling, hear me out. Did you register for the Transition GPS Entrepreneurial Track? So you attended the 2-day Operation Boots the Business? Well, let's see what that looks like. Operation Boots the Business. So basically it's Boots the Business from the U.S. Small Business Administration. So Boots the Business is an entrepreneurial education and training program offered by the Small Business Administration as part of the Defense Department Transition Assistance Program, TAP. Right? So remember that. That's a track during transition. Did you register for Transition GPS Entrepreneurial Track? So you attended the Boost to Business? What about the learning how to get employment? I mean, let's face it, there's a track for this, a track for that. If you're like me, I got into as many tracks as I could sign up for, which is a rucksack hack in of itself. Try to take advantage of whatever you can and dig deep in that rucksack to find out what skills you have. Some of the skills you won't even believe you already have. So I'm kind of glad I did. I applied everything I learned and I took action. Okay, I got a job in the government. I became a government contractor. I went to college. I got a corporate job. You see where this thing is heading, right? You begin to see that. I did not transition GPS. So going back to what I was saying, you have to take action. Okay? You have to take action right here. I took action. I learned and I took action. So don't expect Transition GPS to take action for you. You have got to take action. Alright. The fact is all those Transition GPS tracks are only as helpful as you want them to be. You. Not Transition GPS, you. Alright, so while it's easy to blame the transition process for being too short and full of oodles of information, no amount of readiness and prior planning can prepare transitioning veterans for what is to come on the other side. You heard and read some of the quotes from that question that I posed, right? It's all different, but at the very least, you have to make it happen. Alright, so yes, thanks for your service. Welcome to the real world. The world where your tabs are all but worthless. Your advanced schooling, garbage. Your attention to detail, troubling. Your organization, chaotic. And your resume, useless. No amount of preparation can get you to the ultimate truth that you are just not going to make it as a civilian without taking action. By action, I mean measured risk. No amount of preparation can turn the tide. But there's one thing that's happening. Oh, there's just one thing you can rest assured will happen this holiday season. And what is that? Employers will line up to leverage you for tax credit purposes. No kidding. Do you know they get tax credit for hiring veterans? According to military.com, this is what happens. In addition to the skills and talents military can bring to the company, did you know that they can also help your business earn tax credits? See that, guys? Yeah, so they're going to be looking for you so they can get that tax credit. The businesses that hire unemployed veterans can take advantage of the Work Opportunity Tax Credit. This credit is available for certain tax-exempt organizations also. So the Returning Heroes Tax Credit now provides incentives of $5,600 for hiring unemployed veterans. And Wounded Warrior Tax Credit doubles the existing Work Opportunity Credit for long unemployed veteran service connection with disabilities of up to $9,600. Okay, so don't think that they're doing it just because they love veterans. But since they're doing it, go ahead and take advantage of it, folks. Take advantage of it. You want a job, don't you? But is that such a bad thing? You ask. It depends on the employment package you end up with. If you're lucky enough to make it through the interview and selection process. The ugly truth is that even your fellow veterans who you try to offer advice to will begin to grow wary of the process. I know that's going to happen a lot, folks. People are going to get wary, they're going to get tired, and like, you know what? What's going on with all this process? But secretly, you won't find out the ugly truth. Publicly, the angst will begin to manifest against the establishment in the form of Facebook, Twitter, or even LinkedIn posts, looking to get even with the corporate. All right? But let me ask you this. Is the issue with the corporate or is it with you? Maybe it's with that career counselor you met at the job fair or that veteran and military affairs rep at the university. The ugly truth will continually reveal itself. That truth is in the mirror every day and every evening. Guess what, folks? It is you. You are that ugly truth. Now that you know this truth, what are you going to do about it? If you are living with this reality, I want you to comment below. Have you or how have you handled the transition? What challenges are you facing and how do you handle them? Do you have the resources and help when you need them? Alright, do you? If you like this post, how about we discuss more like this over virtual coffee? Alright, you don't mind buying coffee, do you? So click here to buy me coffee and we can arrange an appointment later with my firm, RuckSackHack. The goal of any organization is to ensure participants are better off when they leave than when they enter. RuckSackHack takes a comprehensive approach with assisting veterans. Seeing as everyone is different, we make it a point to tailor our services so we can better help veterans showcase their skills and qualities. It's just like I said before, that introductory question and some of the quotes. Everyone is different. So you just come on to RuckSackHack. It's what a website looks like. You know, this is our goal, like we say. We're willing to help you guys. But it's a team effort. So yeah, so there's an introductory letter there. It's a couple of videos. And oh, by the way, if you want to be a business person, ask us how you can get a turnkey store, office supply store, basically where you can sell your own office supplies, make money just like other veterans are doing. You see what this looks like. So office supply stores, you save money, save companies money, and you save yourself money. And then we also offer transition assistance, veteran coaching, and entrepreneurship using our experience that we've built. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and also follow us on our Facebook and YouTube. Alright, so that's pretty much today's hack. The hack number 12 is the ugly truth about military transition. If you like this particular episode, just go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button on the channel, and we'll come back later and on another episode and let you know what's going on with our transition for our veterans. So until next time, we're gonna go ahead and